So you just got a brand new Juki DX4000 and you're not quite sure if you bought a spaceship or a sewing machine. Well, let me show you how to run this spaceship. Hi guys, it's David from Gigi's Fabric Shop, home of Juki and Junkies, and in today's video, I'm going to be outlining the exact step-by-step process to beginning your ownership with your brand new Juki DX4000/4500. This will apply to any of the DX models that look similar to this, and I'm just going to outline all the steps you need to take from the beginning to the end to ensure that you have a successful relationship with your brand new spaceship. A quick little disclaimer before we get started, this video is not going to be a deep dive on every subject. Instead, it's going to serve as a roadmap to outline the videos that you should be watching to ensure you learn everything about this machine you possibly can in the order in which you should learn it. So be sure to check the description of this video where we're going to have a link for all the videos we mention throughout this video to make sure you watch the deep dive portion of that subject. This video, I'm just going to kind of highlight those subjects, and then it's up to you to make sure you go back and watch each one of those steps to ensure your success with your brand new Juki. Step number one, when you get your brand new Juki, you're going to want to make sure you keep that box. This is one of the biggest issues I see all the time with all sewing machine users. They always toss the boxes, which is fine. However, it's really nice to keep the boxes, and again, this applies to all machine brands, not just this machine specifically, because if your local shop that you purchase this machine from closes down, you might have to mail it into a service provider that is not local to you, and keeping that box ensures the safety of that machine while it gets shipped. The styrofoam's cut out and designed to fit it just perfectly and keep it nice and secure. But not only that, if you were to ever have to ship this back for a warranty service to Juki, you would actually want to keep that box. Another great reason why you should keep that box is if you ever move or you go out of state, you're going to want to package this thing back up in that original styrofoam and box. And one last reason that I just thought of is it actually helps you hold the value of that machine a lot more, because if you ever go to resell it, somebody's going to want that box with the machine, indicating this user really followed every steps to the ownership of a sewing machine and kept all the paperwork and machine box. So that's just a helpful tip that I always recommend. Make sure you keep that box. The next big thing is taking your machine out of that beautiful box that it comes in. We have a full video on unboxing this machine, so you can follow the steps to ensure you're taking everything out properly. And also, you'll learn about everything that comes with the machine before you unbox it, so you can kind of understand what to expect when you do unbox it. So I always recommend watching that video thoroughly through before you even take the machine out, although it's not super necessary. It's just a good tip. Step number two, threading your machine. And before I thread my brand new sewing machine, this applies again to all sewing machines, I like to change out that needle. It's been in transportation, it's been on that machine for a while, you don't know if there's any burrs or nicks on it, and that could be an issue, and it could be louder than it should be. So I just like to swap out that needle directly out of the box to make sure I know where it's at. It's a fresh brand new needle. Put a 9014 in there, universal, or one of the needles that comes with the machine, and you're ready to go. Now, when you purchase from JukiJunkies.com, your machine typically is threaded before you even receive it if requested, because we do offer that service where we'll actually thread and leave your machine threaded, and also give you a sample sew out so you can see exactly how it should look. And also you have that visual diagram now, not just the markings on the machine, but a visual thread going throughout the machine so you can see exactly how it should look. We'll even leave that bobbin winded so you can see how the bobbin should look and how nice and tight and evenly wound, so you know what it should look like when you go to do it. But if you got your machine and it's not already set up like that, you're going to want to learn how to thread it and wind that bobbin properly. And we have a full video on that process on our YouTube channel. Again, that'll be linked in the description of this video. Make sure you're following all those steps, and also consider getting a spool stand for your machine, because they are absolutely fantastic, and it also allows you to use a variety of different spools, and you don't have to worry about whether or not that spool cap is compatible. It just makes it a lot more simple. So just keep that in mind. Step number three, maintenance. Anytime you get a brand new machine, it's important that you understand how to properly maintain this machine to ensure a long life out of that machine and making sure it's giving you the best stitch quality you can possibly get. Well, luckily for you, I have a full video on maintaining this machine, how often you should be doing it at home, and also how often you should be bringing it to a service tech to get a full service cleaning. But I highly recommend watching that video before you spend too much time sewing on this machine to make sure you understand what you can be doing at home to extend the lifespan of this machine, extend the stitch quality, and just the overall performance. So make sure you watch that full maintenance video that is going to be linked in the description of this video. Step number 4, learning the anatomy and the functions of your sewing machine. Now, this is one of the most important steps. Everybody needs to get familiar with their sewing machines before they start just pressing buttons and changing things out to ensure that they're doing the right things in the right order to make sure your machine is being used correctly. So the first thing I like to do is I like to watch all of the videos in our DX4000 playlist. And starting off with the first one that I recommend is learning how to swap out that stitch plate. Oftentimes when you swap out the stitch plate, people are not changing out the feed dogs with the correct stitch plate, and that can cause issues. So be sure you watch our video on swapping out that stitch plate and you understand how to change the feed dogs as well. It's a very, very easy process, but it's commonly missed. So I want to highlight that video first. The next video that I would recommend is the Juki Smart Feed walking foot video, where we go over how to use the Juki Smart Feed system on this machine. It is super amazing and very useful across the board of all different types of sewing applications, and Boki goes far more in depth than I could ever do on this video, and we explain how to use that drop down walking foot, with what presser feed it works for, and how you can change the settings within the machine on that. So that is a very helpful video because I'm sure you're excited to use that new function that is only found on this machine. The next video I love to mention is our fonts and lettering video. Boki is going to show you how to use the fonts and the lettering on this machine and how to set it up for success so you understand how to make your labels and change all of the different settings within the machine. The next video is the pivot function video. In this video, we're going to show you all the helpful tips and tricks to using the pivoting feature on your brand new computerized machine. And this is a feature that you're going to be sure you want to know how to use it because it's very, very helpful in speeding up your applique work and moving your material, and also maintaining that needle staying down and the foot lifting up, and you're not having to manually lift it up automatically. So the pivoting feature is a great video to watch. Finally, the last video I love to recommend is our deep dive series. In that 2-part series, it's going to be a deep dive on the navigation of this sewing machine. And quite honestly, the navigation of this DX4000 is very simple and it's very organized. Probably the easiest computerized machine I've ever personally learned how to use. The big screen doesn't always mean it's going to be more complex. It actually gives you a lot more space to see the layout and all the different functions, and it's organized so nicely. But be sure to check out that deep dive series so you can learn more on that navigation. If you already have this machine, be sure to comment down in the comment section below something that you learned on this machine, or a tip or a trick that would be helpful to a new user. I'm sure everybody would love to learn from you in the comment section down below. If you're ever looking for a Juki product or accessory, be sure to check out JukiJunkies.com, where we ship super, super fast, and we have a lot more than just Juki products on there. Notions, fabrics, threads, you name it, we've got it there, and we ship quick. So be sure to check out JukiJunkies.com, and if you're ever driving through the Tampa, Florida area, check out our local shop, Gigi Fabric Shop, where you can test out this beautiful machine in person and say hi to us. We hope to see you around. Give us a like on this video and hit that subscribe button, because we post every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye-bye.